Hey there. Today we're going to learn how to compare numbers using one of three symbols that we use in math to compare numbers, either the greater than symbol, the less than symbol, or the equal to symbol. And the way that I compare two numbers is I typically am looking at each number on one side of a sentence, a number sentence, and then in the middle is where I'm going to put my greater than, less than, or equal than symbol. So if I were comparing two numbers, the way that I'm going to do that is by lining up my numbers based on their place value. And here I have a place value chart that I can use. If you don't have one, you can still do them as you can still make your own, or just line up your numbers again based on their correct place value. So to do that, I'm going to start with the ones column and plug in each one of my digits. So 5,319, and in this case, over here, 5,712. Now I can see that my digits are lined up by their correct place value. And now I can actually compare to see which one is larger or which one is less. So I'm going to start with the highest place that I have, which in this case is the thousands place, and I see that I have the same number in the thousands place, so I can't really compare 5 to 5. They are both equal, so I need to continue moving on until I find one that is different. In this case, I see my different number right in my next column, which is the hundreds column, and I see 3 and 7. So since 3 is less than 7, I know that this number is the larger number and then this number is the smaller number. So I need to look at my number sentence here to see how I'm going to plug a symbol in. It's going to be one of those three symbols. So let's take a look. Since I know that 5,712 is greater, I'm going to put the greater than symbol in between. One way that you might remember that is that the greater than symbol kind of looks like an alligator mouth, right? Or a mouth of an animal coming to eat the larger of the two numbers. So in this case, this number was larger than this number. So I would put greater than symbol pointing or facing that number. And the way I would read this is 5,712 is greater than 5,319. I always read my comparing sentences from left to right. Let's try another example. Okay, again, now I'm comparing these two numbers right here, 9,213 and 15,261. And again, when I'm comparing these two numbers, I want to plug them into my place value chart, or at least just line them up based on their place value so that I know that I'm looking at each number in its correct place. So when I do that, I see that right away I am missing, or I have more digits in this number than I do in this number. And this is again why it's really important that I line them up by place value. If I had just looked at the first digits of these two numbers, I might have thought, well, 9 is greater than 1, so this number must be greater. However, that's not the case, because even though 9 is greater than 1, the 9 only has a value of 9,000 in this number. However, the 1 has a value of 10,000 in this number. So this number is indeed the actual larger number. If there is a digit missing in this column, I can assume that it's a 0, that there is no 10,000s digit for this number. So when comparing, I see that this number is actually the larger of the two numbers. So I'm going to use the less than symbol in this case. And again, I'm going to read it starting from left to right. And I would read that as 9,213 is less than 15,261. Again, I'm always reading from left to right when I'm comparing two numbers using a symbol. We'll get one more example, and this one might seem a bit obvious, so we'll make the numbers a little bit smaller. All right, here I'm comparing 351 to 351. So if I put both of those into my place value chart and started to compare them, I see that 3 and 3 are equal. I see that 5 and 5 are equal. And I see that 1 and 1 are both equal as well. So since there are no numbers that I can compare, they are all the same, I would say that these two numbers are equal to each other.